Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of the Bingel Watch. My name is Matt Bingel. Thanks so much for joining us. Welcome to our fourth installment of the Double Dare series. And yeah, tonight's a Backlash episode. Tonight we talk about Double Dare 2000, which in most people's opinions, the worst of the Double Dare incarnations. This episode is probably going to be a little bit shorter than usual tonight. Mostly because, well, myself and the two guests who are here, we don't really know much about Double Dare 2000. And honestly, we don't regret it. Because, like I said before, it was the worst of the Double Dare incarnations. But don't worry, next week's one, our last one, will be a lot better. This one's going to be a lot shorter, like I said. But that's alright, no big deal. We'll still talk a little bit about Double Dare 2000, but this one's going to be really, really short tonight. I hope. We only have two guests with us tonight. One of them doesn't even know anything about Double Dare 2000. That's Justin Ray. And the other one knows a lot about Double Dare, but doesn't really know much about Double Dare 2000. I don't blame him. Cory Lawrence, our Double Dare master, shall we say. Let's go in and greet him. Come on. Hello there.
What's up?
Let's see. We only have two people tonight compared to our four we had last week. Oh well. Honestly, I don't blame them. Justin, Cory, welcome back.
Good to be back.
This week we're talking about the worst of the Double Dare incarnations. Double Dare 2000. This one ain't gonna be pretty, folks. It all started probably around November.
I have that information.
November, December 1999. First aired.
It did not. It did not.
No, I'm saying the idea started.
Yes.
It was officially announced in December 1999, and then programming began on January the 5th in the year 2000, premiered 17 days later. Unfortunately for Nickelodeon, not unfortunately for the rest of us, it barely lasted a year. Hence,
and only 2 seasons.
2 seasons and about 9 months. Cory, I'll let you have the floor.
Alrighty, well, the show was the first revival of the original show Double Dare, and began airing its episodes, as Marty said, on January 22nd in the year 2000. But, as he said, yes, it was announced December 20th, 1999 to begin airing the next month. It had announced that there would also be a new host among the mix. Original host Mark Summers would not be the new host for the Double Dare 2000 revival. Instead, it would be Jason Harris. But original show host Mark Summers would only return to the show as a consultant for the show. However, though many of the show's original and creative and executive production team alumni returned for the show's revival, the production for the show began in Orlando, Florida, of the year January 5th, 2000, and they had aired a special sneak peek episode of Double Dare 2000 during the Snick House programming block on January 22nd, 2000, later beginning its regular time slot 2 days later in 2000. Now, Mark Summers was invited to that special little airing block where they had a little Double Dare party at the Snick Couch. The show had the tagline, "The Mess for the New Millennium." And there was a lot of changes, not too big changes, only just one major change, but it's pretty much what practically killed the show. I mean, there was nothing really wrong with it in a sense. It did give us new obstacles and everything else, but the one thing that killed the show was the fact that they added something to the second half part of the show called the Triple Dare Challenge. Now, what the Triple Dare Challenge was is during round 2, if a team took a physical challenge, they would go through the usual thing of explaining the obstacle and everything else, but then they would throw into the works for the team a little temptation called the Triple Dare Challenge, where if they chose to elect to take it and they completed the obstacle objective, they would get $300 instead of the $200 and a special prize. Half the time they elected to go for it and won the special prize. Other times they did not. But what killed the show was the fact that the Triple Dare Challenge took forever to explain, when in shorthand it could have just been explained saying, if you take the Triple Dare Challenge, you get a special bonus prize. But also there will be a special challenge thrown into the works that could either help you or hurt you. But they went through a forever long spiel, which is what Double Dare was not well known for, because the show was, they had to move quick, explain the obstacle in a very short amount of time, or otherwise people are just going to turn the dial away, like Mark Summers said years ago. Well, yeah, that's where they went wrong. So a lot of people probably didn't tune in all the time. So sometimes when the teams did take it, sometimes they would get extra time added onto the clock. Other times they would have time deducted, or they would have some sort of a deficit they would have to overcome in order to complete the challenge, or lesser tasks in front of them, which would let them complete it a lot quicker. So a lot of the time the teams did not take it because they didn't want to take the chance and give the team that was either ahead of them, or if they were trailing, sometimes they would take it. But usually it's the vice versa thing. If they were in the lead, they would just not elect to take it just to, at least guarantee that they had a lead kept, So, yeah, that's kind of what killed the show, was the fact that the Triple Dare Challenge took forever to explain. Also, they renamed the obstacle course to the Slopsticle course. I don't see why they did. I'll never understand it, but it did give us a new Nickelodeon tagline that got introduced, which was the word "goose." And they ran with that, creating a line of Goose toys and everything else. So, they at least had something good come out of that. And also, 5 special episodes were shot in high definition as a promotion sponsor from Sony. So, I don't know what 5 episodes those were. I would have to, go back and find out through the massive list of episodes to find out which one they were. So, the show only lasted from January 22nd, 2000 to November 10th of the year 2000. 2 seasons only, and only a total episode list of 67 episodes. That is not, for a programming game show, very good, because normally a show would usually last at least longer than 2 seasons. So, there were some crutches. I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that they tried to get Jason to be like Mark Summers, and like when Bob was leaving The Price is Right, and he told Drew, make the show yourself. Don't try to be like me. Do your own thing. I don't see why Nickelodeon tried to get Jason Harris to be like Mark Summers. It's silly when they should have just let him do his own thing.
We all knew that wasn't going to happen, because ain't no way nobody can be Mark Summers.
Except him. And it's just a sad thing, because they had a good thing on their hands here, and they just wrecked it. And by the time Double Dare faced its ultimate cancellation on November 10th, 2000, about a month later, the show would not return to the airwaves until 18 years later.
Yep.
Which is what we will be covering next week, finally.
In our final installation of the Double Dare series. Yeah.
Now, there wasn't too lot to talk about this other than the fact that it was the same concept, Family Double Dare, just newer obstacles and different stuff. You know, not a lot was chronologued with this, so I'll try to at least remember what I can from this, because I was around that time.
Let's talk about...
Now, there were some...
Let's talk about the new obstacles, speaking of which.
Yes.
The new obstacles for Double Dare 2000. Now, of course, they had
some of those were
some name changes, and other ones were just completely brand new.
Yeah, some were the same thing. They just went through a big change. Sunday Slide was the same. It just got a massive makeover.
Yeah.
They had the ringer still.
Yep.
I believe they had the one-ton human hamster wheel still, but don't get me wrong. I believe they still had Pickett, the tank, Das Blimp. I don't know if they had Kid Wash too or not.
I don't know.
But they did have a slime canal, though. I know that, if I remember right.
They had Down the Hatch, but as a different name. Big Mouth.
Yeah, they had Big Mouth. They had Down the Hatch as Big Mouth.
That was kind of a stupid name change. Honestly.
Yeah. So there was some good stuff, but also just some, moments that would leave you scratching your head.
Some moments.
Mm-hmm. And along with a new crew, new outfits and everything, the red and blue stuff stayed the same, just the logo change.
Yep.
But the setup crew and stage crew all wore futuristic silver for this show, so that was a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
Than the standard gray outfits.
Yeah. Yep, they had the slide in Double Dare 2000. The tank as Gak Vat. Again.
Gak Vat, yes.
Again, a stupid name change. Honestly.
Yes, that one was known as Gak Vat, which meant it had two Gak barrels that was full of something that would dump upon your head when passing under them.
They also had typewriter or Hunt and Peck. As Double Dare
Pack, like always.
Or as Double Dare 2000 called it, Double Quick. I can see why, because of Windows 98, Windows 2000 being out at the time. But they had
and AOL as well.
Yep, they also had Dallas, which was renamed on Double Dare 2000 as the Baked Alaska Pipeline,
or the Pipeline,
or just the Pipeline. Incidentally, one of the pipes from the Double Dare 2000 version can be seen at the exit area to Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast at Universal Studios, Florida.
So they still have that around at least.
So they still have that around at least. Das Blimp, of course the famous Nickelodeon Blimp, renamed on Double Dare 2000 as just the Blimp. Honestly,
so they kept that. I understand why they dropped the DOS, because it would have been easier to say.
Well, so easy to say. Anyways,
but it still did the same thing though. Dump slime when you pulled it.
Yeah, Garbage Truck renamed Dump Truck, although not really sure why, because the Thong Song came out the year before. Yeah, I'm sorry if I got that song stuck in your heads.
That's fine. What other notable changes?
Let me see what other name changes they had. It's in the Mail was renamed Special Delivery.
That was in the hangar, correct?
Yeah. Already Got the Sunday Slide renamed Just Desserts. Should have kept it as Sunday Slide because it's still a dessert, anyways. Tank we already mentioned that the Ringer was known as the Kid Squisher. That was a dumb name change, honestly.
Yeah.
It was. It was just Kid Squisher. That sounds dark to me.
Yeah, little dark.
Just a little dark. Thankfully, they changed it back to the Ringer in Double Dare 2K18.
The only thing that they really didn't skimp on was the fact that they still made a mess like they're supposed to. But some stuff on the obstacle course was a little wacky mess, though.
Yeah.
Though it did give some new obstacles during the main game. One of them was the wedding cake ring toss during round 2.
Oh, okay.
That one was family members on each side would have to pick up a giant yellow ring and toss it to their parents who were standing on the middle of this giant fake wedding cake, and they would have to get, I think, like either 3 or 4 rings around their body within the required amount of time, which would then dump a thing of a huge tube vat of cake icing above their heads.
That's
Another one was the window balloon popper, the window swing balloon popper, whatever the heck it was. They would jerry rig a contestant in this harness at their legs and lift them into the air while 2 family members on either side of the obstacle would be controlling a crank to either go left or right, and the other one would be moving the person in the harness seat up and down, and they would have to try to pop a balloon with the wand that they had in their hand in one of the window holes, and they would have to pop a certain amount of them in the required amount of time. Oh God, what else did they have for that show? I mean, even though the show is 18 years old, it really didn't have a lot cataloged, for its obstacles and everything else. So
unlike me,
it's kind of hard for us to go on.
Yep. The show is 18 years old, like me, but it wasn't good. Unlike me. Anyways.
Yeah.
Trying to be evil. No.
Back on Double Dare 2000. Let's see here. Come a new host, came a new announcer. They did not have Doc Holliday come back for the revival.
Nope.
But they did have announcer Tiffany Phillips man the helm for announcer.
Yeah, just like they also had a lady announcer and a guy host. Kind of reminding me of Wheel 2000 on CBS.
CBS, yeah, that was a CBS-based show.
Love, by the way.
Yeah, we'll talk about Saturday morning game shows one week on this show. We will definitely. Wheel 2000 will be a big subject on that particular episode. Anyways,
yeah, Jeff as well, because that was also a goodie.
Jeff was good. Anyways, Double Dare 2000.
On Double Dare, with Double Dare 2000, it really didn't have a lot broken with it, except just some rotten name changes and the addition of the Triple Dare Challenge, which practically killed the show in its
really
time frame. Because by the time they were done explaining the thing and getting through that physical challenge every time, initially, a lot of the time in the game clock for round 2 was already gone, and they never really had a chance to get through a lot of questions.
Nope.
And that would be every episode too. So really, if a team coming up from behind coming up that was ahead got the physical challenge to play, and the Triple Dare Challenge came up, it would just basically kill time on the clock and kind of basically screw the other team over to the chance where they didn't have any time to catch up.
Yeah.
So it falls back down to what Mark said some time back. If you spend forever trying to explain how an obstacle works, people are just going to turn the dial away to something else because they're not going to be interested. So in retrospect, they could have made the explanation a lot shorter. Just saying, you go for this, you get a bonus prize, had the announcer explain the prize, and just say, if you do it, though, there's going to be a wrinkle thrown in if you take it. So are you going to take it, yes or no? So.
No.
Hello, everybody.
John Bergman, hello.
There you go, bro. I'm saying, am I allowed here? I just didn't.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Although we Brian won't be here too long because we're talking about Double Dare 2000, but there's really not much to talk about in terms of Double Dare 2000. Honestly, I mean, you're more than welcome to stay.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. So
I'm just going to pull up a lot of the episodes here. Hold on.
Yes.
All right, here we go. episode 1 that they had teased, which was done on the Snick Show, was a charity show.
Ooh, charity shows.
Yeah, that was production code 371.9. That one was the Amanda Show, Drake Bell, Nancy Sullivan, Amanda Bynes, and Raquel Lee versus the red team of the 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd, which was Morgan Kivy, Brandon Giverstadt, Brenda Song, and Richard Mole.
Brenda Song from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. That's right.
Yep.
That was my.
It's
my show back then.
Shame, though. 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd never lasted long.
Nope. So, single coincidence, just like Double Dare 2000, none of those shows lasted long.
No.
And I guess
the premiere episode,
January 22nd, 2000.
January 24th, 2000. The sneak peek was January 22nd, 2000.
Oh.
January 4th, 24th, 2000 was JP 22.1. 191.8. And those teams were the Blue Angels, Tony, Anthony, Chris, and Melinda, versus the Red Hot Chili Peppers of Ann, Weston, Taylor, and Tom.
Name choice, considering they had an album out the year before. The band's not the team. What was the album called that came out in '99? I forget.
Are you talking about the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
I think.
What was their album that was released in 1999?
I may be wrong, but I think it's Blood, Sugar, Sex, and Magic.
No, I thought that came out. I think that came out in like 1991. Actually, I think it was. What was that song that was on the album? Californication, I think it was. That was one of the songs on there. Discography. Let's see. 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for getting off topic. Again, there's not really much to talk about during Double Dare 2000. That's what the album was. Californication, June 1999. Yeah. So, again, we apologize for getting off topic. There's really not much to talk about in terms of Double Dare 2000. Pretty much the same thing, except it was the worst incarnation of the 5. Anyways.
From what I'm seeing here, I don't think there was a lot here. And now let me count for season 2 episodes. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Not even a full 30 episodes, it's like here.
Wow.
Yeah, there was only 67 episodes for the entire 2 seasons. Entire run.
Of Double Dare 2000.
So, I would say split that in half. That was about...
33.
33 and a half, I believe.
But you can't have half an episode, so... Just round it up to 34.
That was 30... So about 34 episodes in the entire run for first season and second season, since you can't do half episodes.
No, that's a bad idea. Bad idea.
Definitely. So they did give us a few celebrity shows here and there, including some former superstars that have either passed by or gone through, you know. Yeah. We had Hacksaw Jim Duggan and a few others appear on the show. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Hacksaw appear on the Mark Summers version too one time for a charity show?
Hacksaw, I believe so. I think
this was like his.
I think we talked about it before on an episode. I think.
Yeah, I think it was one of the
Super Slopomania. That's right. It was Super Slopomania. That's right.
I think it was either on 2, 3, or 4. One of those.
Let's see.
Because I noticed here in the episode list for Double Dare 2000, Hacksaw was on an episode.
Yes. Let's see. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Just doing some more Okay, let's see here. Double Dare 2000. Those previews. Those are episode 1, 2, 3, 4. What charity episode was it?
It was season 2
Oh, season 2. I'm looking at season
of
1.
Double Dare 2000.
Season 2 began airing on first episode of season 2, September the 4th, 2000. The Red Rattlers, Big Vito, Alex Tiara, and Hacksaw Jim Dungan.
Jim Duggan, you mean?
Close enough. Versus the Blue Blazers, Corporal, whatever. I can't pronounce these. I don't watch wrestling.
Yeah, here it is.
I just lost my information here. There we go. Marcos, Iris, and AWOL. Corporal, Marcos, Iris, and AWOL were on the other team. That was the first episode of season 2. How many episodes was it?
Yeah, original broadcast EP 2.9.
September 4th, 2000. 2, 3, 4, 5,
And
6.
I don't see anything of notation here. Because, I mean, a lot of this is just bad right now information because, I mean, I think a lot of people just wanted to wash their hands of it, you know?
7, 20,
Plus, I mean, there's hardly anything cataloged for the information we're trying to reference.
6, 7, 38, 39,
Although Jason did enjoy doing the show,
40.
I just feel bad, though, that Nickelodeon wanted him to be like Mark instead of letting him do his own thing.
That's a lie.
Jason enjoyed doing the show.
He enjoyed doing it. It's just you cannot be Mark Summers. Nobody can be Mark Summers except for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, a lot of people want Drew Carey or some other host to be like Bob Barker, and it's like you can't replace a Bob Barker with another Bob Barker. It's ridiculous. So.
Mm-hmm. And that's why Bob told Drew, do the show as your own thing, not be like me. So there was another fault that Nickelodeon went wrong on.
Hang on a minute.
Let me see here. Jason did well as host. It's just that, yeah, he, kind of was being put through a stiff rope or a stiff pipe or pole, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
To where he, just couldn't be himself, and that's the sad part of the fact is Mark probably couldn't do anything about it,
They only did 26 episodes in season 2.
They only did 26 episodes in season 2.
Yep. Going on what I'm looking at. So they did a total of
67.
Not including the preview episode, 40 episodes for season 1.
So they did less in season 2.
Yes. They did less.
That's sad.
They did less in season 2.
That is sad.
And actually the last civilian episode was aired on October 6th, 2000. The last episode, the celebrity episode, didn't even air for a month later.
Didn't air for a month later. I guess something must have went wrong.
Yeah. Either that or they must have announced its cancellation after the last civilian episode aired.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, because if it's a celebrity episode, it was an unannounced finale.
Yeah, it was an unannounced finale, so anything after that, no one knew if the show was coming back or not.
And thankfully for us, rightfully so, it did not.
It did not, but it did survive in reruns, though, on Nick GAS.
Yep, as until Nick GAS went off the air in 2007.
2007, but lasted an additional 2 years for Dish customers until the year 2009.
Yep.
When it finally had its last Nick game show airing on 2009.
Yep.
So, you know what? Just to make this last a little bit longer than it should, folks, we should at least try to cover in Nick GAS here because really it's what helped, at least it kept everything going. So this is going to be a bit of a combination of both Double Dare 2000 and Nick GAS.
And we will talk about Nick GAS some more in a future episode. It's just, we still have some time to kill. We really don't have that much to talk about with Double Dare 2000. So, yeah, we're just gonna... And we've never actually I believe this is our 6th episode now. Yeah, this is our 6th episode now. We have never done a double topic before. But since we still have we still got a bunch of time to kill. So...
Yes.
So, Nickelodeon GAS. Basically, to put it in short terms, it's the buzzer for Nickelodeon game shows. If any of you have heard of the current channel buzzer, it is a whole bunch of classic vintage game shows from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And a little bit in the 90s with Combs Feud. And best of all, it doesn't have any critic crunches either.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. Take notes, GSN. And you better take notes. Yeah, basically, Nickelodeon GAS aired all the classic 90s game shows. I mean, we're talking Legends of the Hidden Temple, the original versions of Double Dare. What else, Cory? Help me out here.
Legends of the Hidden Temple, Double Dare.
Double Dare.
Nick GAS. They had Double Dare, Super Sloppy, Family Double Dare.
Yep.
They also had Get the Picture.
Yep.
And I believe What Would You Do as well. But I would need to get confirmation on that.
I think they may have had Nick Arcade too, I think.
Yes, they did on Nick GAS. Yes, they did.
They did. Okay. Just want to sure.
Get the Picture, Think Fast, both Carrington and Lackey. Let me see what else they had here on Nick GAS. Double Dare 2000, and I believe that's pretty much it. Aside from that, Finders Keepers, Toffler, and Uor.
Yep.
I just want to say basically, but I hope that they will do as a revival, either Get the Picture or Finders Keepers. That was a good game show.
Seeing how Double Dare's doing, I wouldn't be surprised if at least one other 90s Nickelodeon game show came back.
Yes, because there has been a huge power shift change over at Viacom Nickelodeon.
Yes. Speaking of which, we were talking a little bit the day before taping. We usually tape the show 2 days before. 2 days before it airs, just so we can get it in advance. Cory here told us some interesting news. Would you mind sharing that with the folks out there?
Yes, let me pull that information up here. So go ahead and just talk with the folks here for a moment.
Yep. Hi. That's really all I can say.
Here it is. I got it.
Okay.
This is according to the LA Times and Deadline. But I'm quoting from the LA Times here from the Business Hollywood area. Nickelodeon's longtime president was ousted as Viacom continues its management overhaul. This was released by Meg James June 4th, 2018 at 4 p.m. on the LA Times website. And I quote, Nickelodeon's longtime president, Seema Zargami, who had worked at the children's TV channel for more than 30 years, is stepping down as parent company Viacom continues to reshape its management ranks. Viacom chief executive Bob Bakish announced Zargami's departure Monday. Viacom Media Network's chief operating officer, Sarah Levy, will run the network at least on an interim basis, while Bakish searches for a replacement for the hugely important children's channel. Levy has been with Viacom for over 2 decades, and her responsibilities have expanded since Bakish took over as the CEO in the year December 2016. Over the course of her career, Seema has played an integral role in growing Nickelodeon into the dominant force in kids' entertainment. Backus said in a company statement announcing her departure, but Viacom did not disclose the reasons for Zargami's exit, but it's the latest move by Backus to remake Viacom's leadership by ushering out longtime executives who served prominently in the regime of his predecessor, Philip Dowman. Zargami was one of Dowman's closest allies. Zargami joined Nickelodeon in the year 1985 and has served in the top job since the year 2006. Over the years, the channel soared in popularity with shows as SpongeBob, iCarly, and Dora the Explorer. But the channel, which still boasts show popular with preschoolers and people alike, such as Paw Patrol, has suffered in the streaming area with rising competition coming up. Some parents prefer that their children watch commercial-free programming available through major networking streaming services, such as Netflix. Some critics believe that Viacom unwittingly helped turn Netflix into a destination for children with its ill-fated business decision more than 5 years ago to license SpongeBob SquarePants and other Nickelodeon shows into its streaming service for Netflix. Now, Viacom had ended the deal in the year 2013 amid a steep ratings decline. Nickelodeon, like many other traditional channels, has been grappling with audience erosion. Separately, Nickelodeon this spring ended its longtime relationship with one of its most prolific producers over the years, and this name will ring a bell for a lot of y'all, Dan Schneider.
Yep.
He has been with Nickelodeon for years, and for them to end a longtime relationship with Mr. Schneider is, to say the least, a very shocking bit of news.
Yes.
Last week, though, there was another major departure from the company. Deborah Lee left Viacom after serving in the top job at the BET network for more than 2 decades. Lee started at BET, which showcases African American programming, in 1986 and helped build it into a juggernaut. With Lee's and Zargami's departures, both, Backus replaced nearly every top programming head at Viacom. So there you have it. That's why we have Double Dare now, because of the shakeup at Viacom.
Yep. Maybe this shakeup is for the better. No, it is for the better.
Yes, because Mark went directly to Nickelodeon to get the show on the
air again.
On the air again,
For the first time in almost 2 decades.
I believe the temporary president, if I look at it here, who was the name I referred to in that?
What was the new president's name?
Well, temporary right now. Here it is.
Right now. Whoever it is better be permanent, honestly.
Well, I hope so, but for right now, Mr. Backus is still looking.
Yeah. I mean, considering how good Double Dare was doing in the ratings, especially first week.
Definitely. So, with the return of, here it is, Sarah Levy is running the network right now on an interim basis.
Oh.
So I guess Mark must have went to Miss Levy, and she gave 100% blessing to do this.
Yep.
And it looked like it was the best decision ever. They did a 40-episode air, which is very unheard of, especially for a show revival, because there's a lot there that usually is tested beforehand. They usually do a few episodes just to cover for a season to see how the ratings do before going full-blown hog wild. And it seems like they made the best decision ever doing a 40-episode air, because alone, if I remember correctly, according to the Nielsen ratings, in the premiere week for the premiere episode, more than 1.5 million viewers tuned in to the show's return. And I know Marty will probably verify that for me, though.
I am verifying that now. This was the week of, June 25th?
I believe so.
Yeah, something like that. Speaking of Nielsen ratings, I want to bring up something interesting I just found while doing research. The Teen Choice Awards were at its all-time low this year.
Ouch!
In the Nielsen ratings. Yeah, surprising.
And that's Nickelodeon's baby, right?
No, that's the Kids' Choice Awards.
Oh, the Teen Choice belongs to, I believe, Fox, if I'm right.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
So, yeah, that is dangerously bad.
Yeah.
All the while, Nickelodeon is gaining back in popularity again with its this sudden decision to bring Double Dare back on the air because of its longtime following with historians and people like that grew up through the Double Dare hype.
Yeah.
Even these days are watching Double Dare with their parents, so it's continuing the cycle of memories with this show.
Yeah.
Because with what Mark brought to the table and everyone else, Robin Russo, John Harvey, Dave Shikiar, the entire crew, they made something very magical here, and it's still continuing even to this day.
Let me see here.
So, with Turner, have a famous show. Oh god, it's amazing to say the least because it's the same charm it had, but getting all the different form in one whole show. I'm impressed. Martin, do you got anything to say about it?
I'm still trying to pull up the Nielsen ratings for the premiere week.
Marty?
Yeah, hang on. One sec. We apologize for this, ladies and gentlemen. Our thing really isn't working right now. But yeah, according to Variety, the Teen Choice Awards were an all-time low this year. Very surprising. Here, let me see if I can pull up a PDF real quick here. One second here before I jump back on with Justin and Cory. One sec. Let me pull that up. Or is it not found? It means not found. Oh man. The CW didn't do well at all for let's see. Hang on. Digital, no, not digital. Hang on a minute. Here, I apologize for the wait, ladies and gentlemen. Double Dare. Yep. We're just yep. Oh, here it is. As of July 9th, 1.4 million viewers. The Nickelodeon Double Dare reboot was, in fact, the most viewed series on children's network television, and certainly one of the highest this decade, actually. Yeah. Thing is lagging on me. I don't know why. Also for that little cutout that Cory had. We are about at the 43-minute mark. We're not gonna go too much longer on 1.4 million viewers during its premiere week. The most viewed children's TV series this year. Let's see. Total program average with at least 5 telecasts. Ratings. Children's television. Here we go. I think this is what I wanted to look at here. Let's see here. I will find this. I apologize. The resource I found was not giving it to me, so that kind of sucks. Nielsen's weekly top 10. One sec. Here we go. I think this is what I want to find here. Apologize for the wait here, ladies and gentlemen. TV, not prime time. Although 8 o'clock is technically prime time. But let's check the Nielsen ratings for the 30th of July. Nope. Never mind. Cable. Here we go. Nope, that's not cable. Syndicate? No, that's syndicated. No, that's not it. One moment here. Where's TV by the numbers. I think this was what I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, it'll be a few moments where I cut tape real quick. We'll be back in just 1 second here. Okay, there we go. Sorry for the sudden tape cut there. I was doing some research here. Double Dare 2018 rather was number 12 in terms of according to TV by the numbers for, I believe it was the night of June 28th. Those among adults between the ages of 18 and 49, getting almost 2 million views. Actually, no, never mind. 1.2 million viewers during the night of June 28th. So, yeah, that's okay. One moment here. Let me jump back on out. The company overnight. No, I apologize on that in advance. But we're probably not going to be on there too much longer, I don't think. Let's go back here and close out Google Chrome, because I don't think we need that anymore. This is my mouse. Why is my mouse not in there? Just let me go in here and hang on. Apologize, it seems being laggy on me. I don't know why. Don't make me get angry. Okay, this doing Cory over. I got rid of Google Chrome. Oh, I guess I will again. Or better yet, we might as well just end it here. We'll pick up again on Double Dare 2018 next week, because we're about at the 45-minute mark. Because I'm surprised we went this long. We'll talk about Nickelodeon GAS on a future episode, but in terms of tonight's episode, I think that might be it. Thank you to John Bergman, who was here for a little bit, Justin Ray, and Cory Lawrence. Next week is our final episode in our Double Dare series. Keep in mind, this is not the finale for our Bingel Watch series. I'm glad you are liking this so far, by the way, I should also mention. Let me go back down here. One sec. There we go. Cory, can you hear me now?
There?
Yeah.
What'd you find out?
According to the website TV by the Numbers, Double Dare, the 2018 one on the night of June 28th, was actually number 12 in terms of top shows airing for people ages 18 through 49, attracting
wow!
attracting about 1.2 million viewers that night. So
it took in over 1.2.
this was specifically the night of June 28th, so during premiere week.
So that's impressive.
Yeah. And we haven't gone too much into research about the ratings because we just haven't gotten that far yet. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about more about the ratings and stuff on next week's show. But how long have we gone into? Okay, we're about the 48-minute mark or something like that. I think
we got about another 12 minutes to kill.
Or we could just call it here. I mean,
we could.
Because we're kind of going into next week's topic, and we don't really want to go that far yet. So, we're going to have a lot of people here next week. Next week is the finale in our Double Dare series. Double Dare, we talk about the current Double Dare and how awesome it is, by the way. I should also add. Yep. Justin and Cory be back here next week.
Yep.
Of course.
I'll be here.
Yep. Be back here next week. I'll see you two in a little bit. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Bingel Watch. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And, hang on one sec.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, Cory, go ahead and do your line. Apologies.
I just did.
Oh, you did? I was deaf. Do it again.
We'll see you again next time for another Mondo Gak attack on another Bingel Watch Double Dare style. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you next week.